You can make your brain stop treating handshakes like boss fights in 30 days. I'm not kidding. Social anxiety isn't a personality flaw. It's just a nervous system running on Windows 98. It freezes, it spins, it panics over a printer that isn't even plugged in. You don't need a new personality, you just need an update. If you ever replayed a conversation at 2 a.m., welcome to the club. My membership started at a friend's birthday party where I spent 40 minutes pretending to read a text that didn't even exist, nodding at a plant like it was telling me a secret. I ended up leaving early, beat myself up, and decided I was just shy. In other words, I let my fear call me an Uber. Then I found something smarter than willpower: process. So here's the deal. Give me 30 days and I'll give you 4 phases. Simple actions that compound like interest in your social confidence bank. You'll go from avoiding eye contact with the cashier to calmly introducing yourself to that gorgeous girl that just walked by you. But first, we have to start by diffusing a myth. You're not anxious because you're broken, you're anxious because your brain thinks people equals danger. It's running an outdated threat model. Avoidance votes yes for that model. Every time you skip the party, ghost the call, or hover outside the gym because there are humans, your brain logs evidence. See, we avoided that and nothing bad happened. We are geniuses. Exposure, the act of touching the thing in small doses, rewrites that file. Day 1 to day 3 are calibration. Imagine you're a scientist studying you. Not judging, just studying. You'll build a tiny exposure ladder, which sounds like gym equipment but is really a simple list of situations from easiest to hardest. Saying thanks to a barista? Easy. Asking a coworker how the weekend was? Medium. Joining a new friend group and introducing yourself? Hard. Then for 3 days, you're just going to go around collecting data. What freaks you out, where you bail, and what thoughts show up in your head. After this, some of you will want to sprint out the gate with a new me montage, but please don't. Overexposure is just trauma with a productivity playlist. Start with 2 small daily reps. Small as in shorter than a TikTok. Day 1, say good morning to someone you don't usually talk to. Maintain eye contact for 1 extra second after they respond. Day 2, ask a barista or a cashier, how's your day going? And wait for the answer. Day 3, in an elevator, say, hey, I like your shoe. If the elevator is empty, compliment the elevator, I don't care. We're not aiming for social grace, we're aiming for contact. The brain learns from contact. Now you might say, but I feel awkward. Your nervous system needs to feel safe while awkward. Biohackers love cold showers because they teach calm under stress. Social exposure does the same thing but without the hypothermia. Now let me take you through a scene so you can feel the difference. You walk into a coffee shop, the bell on the door does its cheery little ding, and your brain goes DEFCON 2 because there's 3 strangers who look vaguely in your direction. The old you scurries to the counter while you stare at the floor. But the new you does one thing: plant your feet and feel the floor for 2 seconds. It sounds dumb, but it works wonders. When it's your turn, you say hi. Not, hi, could I get an iced latte, sorry? Just hi. You place an order. When they hand it to you, you say, thanks, have a good one, with your voice above a whisper. That's it. That's a single rep. Now, do it again tomorrow. Days 4 to 7 are body first. Anxiety is half thoughts and half your body doing a rave without permission. You can nudge your body into cooperation with 3 switches: posture, tempo, and gaze. Posture first. Keep your shoulders heavy and down. For your tempo, talk slower than you feel comfortable. Not slow motion villain, just a quarter turn down. And lastly, your gaze. Instead of staring at a person like you're hunting rare Pokemon, use soft focus. Look at their face triangle and let your eyes move between the 3 points. People think of locked stares as creepy, not confident, and I know this because I learned it the hard way. These 4 days, you're going to practice body before words. Ask 1 small question daily. What's your take on the new place? Or ever tried the scones here? It doesn't really matter what you ask, and then practice being physically calm while they answer. If your mind interrupts with they think you're weird, just ignore it and keep going. Days 8 to 14 are your 2 reps a day era. You're going to make yourself uncomfortable twice a day in tiny doses. It could be anything on the first 3 rungs of your ladder. Ask for directions even if you know the way. When someone asks, how are you? Instead of saying fine, say, honestly, I'm a little tired, but good. How about you? Compliment something specific on somebody like, that's a nice necklace, or I like your tattoos. If they grunt, congratulations, you didn't die. If they smile, don't sprint away like you spotted a bear. Stay and ask 1 follow-up question, and then exit with, good chat, have a good one. What if I get rejected? You will. At some point you'll get a weird look, a short answer, or the dreaded cool. Rejection burns because you think it means something about you. Trust me, it doesn't. It means that on Thursday at 3:17 p.m., a person with a mild heartburn and 3 Slack notifications didn't feel like chatting. Just move on. What you can do to make it easier is collect awkward wins. Laugh at the person when they don't respond. Just don't laugh at their face. It'll help ease the tension and awkwardness that you feel. 3rd week, we add actual skill. Pick one opener that feels genuine to you, then pick a simple framework to keep going. My favorite is the 4 trick: family, occupation, recreation, dreams. You don't have to interrogate them like a podcast host, you just mentally scan those lanes. They mention their dog, that's family. Ask, how'd you pick the name? They talk about their job, occupational. What's the best part of that? People like to talk about what they like. You're just giving them options. When in doubt, how and what questions are safer than why? Why can sound like a challenge. Like, why do you like rock climbing? It feels defensive. But if you say, what got you into rock climbing? It feels curious. This week, you'll also practice exits. People with social anxiety are afraid of getting stuck in conversation more than they fear starting one. So learn the graceful goodbye. I'm gonna grab more water, it was nice talking to you. Exit like it's normal because it is. And if you feel up for it, you can ask to reconnect later. Listen, it was nice talking to you. I have to go, but I'd love to talk more about that book you mentioned. Let me give you my number and you can let me know when you have some time. For now, you offer your number, or Instagram depending on how old you are, because it's easier than asking for theirs, and 99.9% of people will accept it, even if they have no plans of actually contacting you. Yes, you can do that. No, you don't have to, but it can turn small moments into actual connections. 4th week, days 22 to 28. This is your deliberate discomfort sprint. Pick a medium stakes challenge every other day. Attend a new group and introduce yourself to 2 people by name. Leave a voice note instead of a text. Or if you're really feeling brave, find a manager and give a genuine compliment about an employee. 2 things will try to break you here: perfectionism and overthinking. Perfectionism says, if I can't be effortlessly charming, I'll stay home. That's like refusing to go to the gym unless you can bench 4 plates. Overthinking says, but what if they think? Fill in the blank with literally any insult your mind can come up with. You'll be able to power through them because you've had 3 weeks of practice up until this point. Day 29 is the comfort audit. Check your letter. The first rung should feel laughable by now. If it doesn't, we go again. Notice which situations still spike your heart rate. That's your next month's curriculum. Day 30 is celebration with exposure baked in. Not a club or a bar, pick something you genuinely like that involves people. Game night, a class, a group hike where you breathe and point at a cloud like it's art. Tell 2 people your name. Ask 2 questions and stay 15 minutes longer than you would have pre-challenge. That is your victory lap. So here's some tools you can use for when anxiety ambushes you. First, use preloaded phases. You don't need a script, you just need a few comfortable defaults your tongue can find when your brain is buffering. Hey, mind if I join? I'm curious, what do you think about the... I'm new to this. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. A rookie mistake when trying to overcome anxiety is trying to be clever. Confidence is not cleverness. It's certainty that you can recover. Second, manage your pre-event ritual. Doom scrolling before a social event is like eating glitter. Sparkly, but regrettable. If you're going to be watching anything, watch videos on TikTok or YouTube about being socially confident. Watching confident people and picturing you as them can make you confident. And third, set intentional goals. Not have an amazing time or make 3 best friends. Try, start one conversation and stay until 9:15. Goals you can actually hit. Goals that create momentum. There's also a weirdly powerful reframe that sounds like a fortune cookie, but stick with me. Move from perform to witness. Instead of asking, how am I doing? Ask, what's interesting about this person? The moment you put the spotlight on them, your body calms because it has a job. Watching is easier than being watched. Ask better questions, get better chemistry. Anxiety always tries to sell you the identity of the shy one, the quiet one, the awkward one. That might have been true yesterday, but today you upgrade to the person who shows up. You're not chasing some extrovert fantasy version of you who loves crowd surfing and group chants. You're becoming someone steady. The person your friend brings to dinner because they know you'll actually talk to the new person. The person who can ask for help without spiraling. And yes, there will be backslides. You'll have a day where your social battery is at 1% and the charger is in another zip code. You'll ghost a plan and feel the old shame creep in. That's okay, we just reset. I'll wrap up with something I wish someone had told me 30 years ago. At a different birthday party, I tested this 30-day process on myself. I walked in, heart still auditioning for horror soundtrack, breathed long on the exhale and told the first person I saw, I'm terrible at names, but I'm Andrew. What's yours? She laughed, introduced herself, and we started talking about the playlist. It wasn't smooth, I stuttered once, I forgot a couple of words, but for the first time, I didn't run laps in my head while I was standing there. It wasn't a grand transformation, it was just me showing up. So here's a quiet challenge. For the next month, treat your social anxiety like a skittish dog you're training, not a monster that you're trying to fight. Feed it small wins, walk it daily, let it sit beside you without letting it drive. At the end of the 30 days, be the person who shows up. Then keep going because the best part isn't the calm, it's the connections that calm creates. And that's the identity to claim now. The friend people feel safe around because you learned how to be safe with yourself first.